Hello and welcome. This is Sarah Stovetop coming to you live from my kitchen. It is episode 147 of Thyme Tuesday, and we're doing a sheet pan dinner from a wonderful chef named Yasmin Farr. And you can find this recipe on the New York Times cooking website. I have my friend Hobbs here waiting for his biscuit. As soon as he hears me go live, he is ready for a biscuit. So let's get him what he needs, and then we can go on with cooking. So there's Hobbs. Oh my goodness. He's my 13-and-a-half-year-old Labrador Retriever. Still got a lot of spunk left in him, even though he's an old man. Good boy. So that is Hobbs. If you're tuning in from Facebook and you want to comment, I'm happy to respond to you. If you haven't already given StreamYard permission to show your name, then you could go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and give them permission. You only have to do it once and never again, but you have to give them permission to show your name. Otherwise, you're going to show up as Facebook user for me, and I won't know who you are, and I'd love to address your comments personally. Oh, hello, Leah. Thanks so much for joining me. So tonight, let me see if there's any other housekeeping I have to do. I come to you every Tuesday, Thyme Tuesday. Come every Tuesday usually at 9:15, but you know what? I was making dinner, and I thought you guys might like to see the tools that I'm using while I'm making dinner. So that's what you have tonight. So I'm going to start off with the sheet pan. So I've got a really nice sheet pan. Hold on, I just need to make sure I have my recipe up there. So this is a half sheet pan. I've already cut some of the tomatoes. I'm going to show you how I cut the tomatoes because I have a really cool tool for that. We're going to have broccoli, red onion, and some lemon slices, some cumin and red pepper, and feta cheese. So I'm really excited to make this. I've been really looking forward to it because I've seen it on New York Times a bunch of times, and everybody's making it. So I thought, I'll make it, and then I will post it also on Instagram because that's where I know Yasmin Farr from. So anyways, this is what broccolini looks like. And this is what we're using in the recipe. I suppose you could use regular broccoli, but it's going to take longer to cook. I think this is chosen because it cooks at about the same rate as everything else. We're cutting it into smaller pieces, bite-sized pieces, and I've already done that. I was just wanted to show you this one so you knew what you were looking for. It's basically baby broccoli, or trees, the treetops and the tree stems. That's kind of how we used to call it when we were little. So I'm going to turn down the camera here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hopefully I've got all that in there. Yeah. And so let me first finish up with getting the tomatoes ready. They're cherry tomatoes. The nice thing about this, the cherry tomatoes is since they're going to get cooked, you kind of don't have to have the freshest tomatoes. Let me put it that way. That's ideal, but I had some that are a little wrinkly. They're going to be fine. And I'm just going to use my close and cut to cut them in half really simply and quickly. Okay, so those are ready. I'm going to get that on the sheet pan and throw that in the sink. I'm going to put the broccolini in there as well, as long as I've got it here. And I'll cut that last one up. So we're going to put the broccolini in here. I do have my red onion ready. They said to cut it in 2-inch wedges, so I did that. It's supposed to be a small one. This is about 1/4 of a really large one that I had. So I'm just making do. You know, recipes are forgiving, and then I'm cutting the broccolini in smaller bite-sized pieces. So everything kind of cooks at the same rate. So that's that. And now I want to show you how I'm going to cut in very thin slices my, let me get rid of this for now. I'm going to thinly slice, like how I did that, just turned over my cutting board. I love this acacia wood cutting board. It's so beautiful. And the thing you should know about cutting boards, you want them to show the cutting marks. That means it's not harming your knives. So we're going to use the we're going to use the, what is this called? The simple slicer. I'm going to stick this in the food holder so it's easy to use there. And I'm going to put it on the 1 setting, which is the smallest, thinnest slice. And I'm just going to set the feet of it in the groove of my cutting board. And that way it'll make it a lot easier to use. So just slice it down. Very thin slices at number 1. And it should be done by now. Let's see. I think we're done. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh, that made it very thin. I should have looked at it before. Oh, well. So that was a little too thin, I think. So we'll use that as garnish at the end, and we'll get the other half, which is right here. And we will make it a number 2 slice. Live and learn. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get that on there. Sometimes it's easier to do it when it's on a cutting board so that it's in there really easily. Okay, let's try again. Remember, I'm pampered. I'm not perfect. That's better. Okay, that's much better. Here we go. All right. So we've got these slices of the lemon, and of course it's releasing its juices. That's also going to go in the pan. And then I'm going to take all this away, and we're going to put the pan up here so you can see. Let me grab this over here. And while this is happening, I'm heating up my oven to 400. That's when it's supposed to go. Now, it said, let's see, I've got 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're going to mix that up, and let me grab something to mix it with. This is the acacia wood handled. These are the silicone tool set. This is the new Roundup from the Heart item, which I just love. I just think that they feel good in your hand, and they're so good so pretty to look at. Look at how gorgeous this pan is. Oh my gosh. Look at all the exciting colors. This is fantastic. I love it. Okay, we're going to add about a teaspoon of cumin and, let's see, red pepper flakes. So I just like to kind of zhuzh it around like that. And then a half a teaspoon, make sure I'm reading that right, of red pepper flakes. So this is going to have a little kick to it. Of course, if you don't like that much spice, don't put as much in. You're kind of it's at your whim, actually. If you don't like it at all, it'll be a little blander, but it'll certainly taste good. And then we also want to add some salt and pepper. Let me get that in right now while I'm thinking about it. I always keep my salt, this is kosher salt, in a little thing because it's easier to measure and use my fingers on. And then we also want some pepper, and I love these pepper grinders, or your grinder set, yeah. It comes in a set of 2. So I use one for salt, but I keep my Himalayan sea salt in here. And that's good for finishing. It's good for, putting on eggs, whatever. Okay, so these guys are going to get all covered with the various lovely, yummy, aromatic spices. And we're going to spread them out, and then we're going to tuck in some of the feta cheese all around. So let me get that spread out, and we'll tuck in the cheese. Now, I haven't sliced it specifically. I have 2 different kinds, actually. I had some from Trader Joe's, a little bit left, and then I had some Israeli ones, which I just love the creaminess of it. So we need a smaller cutting board. Let me grab that. I'm thinking about it. Okay. I don't like to cut on my counters because it's bad for the knives. You always want a cutting board. They said about 1 inch, so I'm just going to cut this. Maybe that's a little bit thinner. We'll put that over here. And here we go. And then this one, also. So I can't see who has been responding, but if you are out there and you are responding or commenting, I will get to your comments in just a minute. And I think I'm going to cut these like this. And I think there's no right or wrong to it, and it's okay if they fall apart also. But look at how beautiful this is. Oh my goodness. Take a screenshot, whoever is out there. Let me know what you think. Post it on my Facebook page, Sarah Stovetop, or on my VIP club if you're a member of that, Sarah Stovetop's VIP club. And if you're not, I would love to have you join. So look at how pretty this is. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm very excited. This is going to be a delicious dinner. And for you meat eaters out there, I think I'm going to add some, cook up some sausages for my family because they are meat eaters. But I think this is going to be perfect for me. Let me just wash off my hand a little bit. Okay. So what do you think? I would love to know what you think. Let me make sure I've got all the ingredients in there. Yeah. Now, the recipe does say to roast it for 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to stir it halfway through, and we're going to, leave the feta where it is, though, because you don't really want to move that around. You want to cook it until the broccolini is charred at the tips, and the stems are easily pierced with a fork, so you know it's done. And the tomato skins will start to blister and break down. That's when you know it's ready. And that's another reason why you don't have to use like the freshest tomatoes. If you have some sitting around, it's okay. Okay, so you could also serve this over orzo or farro. I happen to have some leftover quinoa salad that I made, and I think I'm just going to add that to the plate. It's a red quinoa salad, so it's really pretty. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to put this, and then before we serve it, we're going to chop up some basil, some fresh basil. It's fresh basil season, you guys. I mean, my garden is going crazy with it right now. And we'll put some basil on top, so that'll add a nice fresh spark to it, plus the second half of the lemon. Oh my goodness, the second half of the lemon that I kind of macerated, but that's okay. Anyways, so that's it. We're going to cook it for 15 to 20 minutes, and I think my oven is just about ready. And I'm going to take a look at your comments, if there are any. Can't see any. Okay, well, if you commented and I can't see it, I will be happy to answer them as we are done with the broadcast, after we're done with the broadcast. But I definitely wanted to say thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, put them below in the chat. And if I will post the link to the recipe on the New York Times site, just because everybody always wants to know what the recipe is, right? And it's really, really easy. And I could see adding other vegetables to it. If you don't have broccolini, you could swap out green beans. You could swap out regular broccoli. Like I said, just make sure you cut the stalks really thin so that it'll cook evenly. And, it's just looks like it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous dinner. So I'll also post a picture of the finished product on Facebook. I don't know if I can do it on YouTube, but if anybody's watching out there in YouTube land, feel free to comment and let me know what you think. Oh, hi, Misty. Oh, it does look delicious. Yeah, and it's really easy, you guys. It's really easy. It's beautiful and colorful. Thank you, Misty. So I'll let you know how it tastes. And thank you so much for tuning in to Thyme Tuesday, a little bit early. And maybe I'll rebroadcast it at 9:15. But I might actually start changing the time on it. I feel like it's a little bit, it coincides more with when I'm actually cooking, and that makes a lot of sense. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks for tuning in to Thyme Tuesday. It's been great to be with you. Have a wonderful night. And feel free to share this. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome, Misty. Thank you. Bye.